Do you ever end the day feeling like you've used up all the time, you've expended all the energy that you had, but you still didn't get enough done? It's like 24 hours just isn't enough to fit everything into. Well, I'm 18, I have about 250k subs on YouTube, I have a private community where I teach other people how to do YouTube, and I'm a student in Singapore, which means I'm like slightly suicidal, which means I'm in a fairly rigorous education system as well. So I have a bunch of things to manage. Here is how I managed to find time for all of them, and the tips that I'm going to tell you and the mindsets I'm going to tell you are pretty hard to do in practice, but they're really easy to understand. And as a teenager, as a student, I think these are absolutely necessary if you want to achieve things outside of school, especially at a young age. Number 1, weekends and holidays are your secret weapon. Do you want an extra 104 days back every single year? Work weekends. Do you want an extra like 60 days on top of that? Work holidays. So I know in other parts of the world you have like summer break, which is about 1 or 2 months, so that's about 60 days. Here in Singapore we got like June holidays and December holidays, which is like 1 month per one. You can probably guess which month they take place in. So you have 60 days a year away from school. On top of that, you can add in weekends, and weekends is just 52 weeks times 2 weekends per week, which is 104. So for me, the mindset I keep is like when weekends come, that's when the real work starts. For most people, it's when work ends. For you, if you want to get ahead, it's when work really starts. You should be busier on weekends compared to weekdays. And if you can take advantage of this, you move so much faster. Like, let me visualize it for you, right? Imagine I'm 20 steps ahead of you, like in a race. If you take 1 step and I take 1 step, I'm gonna forever be 20 steps ahead of you, right? Because I'm already 20 steps ahead. But if you just take 2 steps or 3 steps and I only take 1, I'm gonna be ahead of you for a while. But then at some point, you're just gonna overtake me. Now just replace the word steps with the word days. Like imagine a student that's getting better grades than you and he studies 4 hours a day and you are also studying 4 hours a day. If you both study 4 hours, he's already better than you, so he's just going to continue to do better. But if you just study on Saturday and he doesn't study on weekends, you just study on Saturday, not even both weekends, just Saturday. There's an extra 4 hours. Extra 4 hours times 52 weeks a year. You're going to have 208 extra hours in your year. You're gonna have 208 extra hours of studying compared to him. And so in the beginning, yes, he's gonna continue to be better than you, but after the whole year, you're gonna catch up and you still get to relax on Sunday. And so imagine doing that plus Sunday, plus all the public holidays, plus all the school holidays. Alright, number 2, wake up early or stay up late. So there's really only 2 options if you're like a student like me, because from 8 to 6, you're pretty much preoccupied with school, and even if you do work within school, you're still thinking about school, so the work isn't as good quality as if you were at home, for example. And something interesting is that I said school starts at 8, even though for me, school actually starts at 9, but I said school is from 8 to 6. Why? Because you need to account the travel time and the time that you're thinking about school. So if school for you is 8 hours, but you spend 30 minutes to get to school, and then after you go home, you also spend 30 minutes to travel home, that's 8 hours plus 30 minutes, which is 9 hours. So school is actually 9 hours long. It's not about the time you're in school, it's about the time you're in school mode. If you wake up really early and the first thing you do is get ready and get changed and eat breakfast for school, you're already in school mode. You must count that time. If I get home and I'm still in my sweaty clothes, I'm still in school mode. It doesn't stop until I like take a shower and change into my pajamas. That's when I'm like officially out of school mode. Because if I wake up at 8 and school starts at 9, technically from 8 to 8:30, I can do whatever I want, right? So that shouldn't be counted, but I do count it because since I'm in school mode, I'm not going to get any YouTube ideas. I'm not going to be recording any like high quality videos during that time because my mind is thinking about what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes, in the next hour. So don't categorize your day by the time, categorize your day by the mode that you're in. Because if you're in school mode for 80% of the day, even though you're not in school, your time is still taken up by school, your thoughts are still polluted by school. So when I wake up at like 6:30 and I say, okay, right now I'm in work mode and I work from 6:30 till like 8:30 when I have to go to school, it's far enough from when I need to think about school that I can be fully in work mode. So when I'm in school, I can be fully in school mode. So I finish all my schoolwork in school. When I come home, I can release from that, go into work mode again and continue working. That's why a lot of people say, oh yeah, the benefit of waking up early is that you get a lot of time to yourself and there's no one to distract you. It's less about distraction for me because I don't have any friends that text me in the first place, but it's mainly because when I wake up that early, I'm very far away from school mode. And that's why waking up early for me works. It's this isolated time in the middle of nowhere where I can just do work without thinking about what's happening later. it's like for me, whatever time school starts at, I'm in school mode about 1 hour before that. So if I wake up at 8 and school starts at 9, I'm immediately in school mode. But if I wake up at 6 or I wake up at 5, I have like 3 hours before I enter school mode. And so those 3 hours can be for my work mode. That's how I get ahead. And a lot of people parrot the same thing, which is it doesn't matter what time you wake up or go to sleep because we all have the same 24 hours, right? So for example, if I wake up earlier, it feels like I have more time in my day, but I have to go to sleep earlier as well. So it doesn't really matter. If I wake up later, I just go to sleep later. I have the same 24 hours, right? You just shift the window of which you sleep. But the thing is, it does matter because we have the same 24 hours, but not all 24 hours are created equal. The work that I do from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. is 100 times better than the work that I do from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. because by then I'm already tired. For me, I don't really like doing it after school because working after school has always produced just less quality work. Because it makes sense, right? I wake up with full energy. I wake up with full like flow proneness. I wake up with full focus. I should work when I wake up. After school, when I come home, I expended all my energy already. Half my brain points are gone. So yeah, on the weekdays, wake up earlier, get into work mode, and on the weekends, wake up at the same time or maybe even earlier than that. Number 3, this is the final tip, which is a mindset. This is what hard feels like. This is one of my favorite mindsets from Alex Hormozi. What I've been saying throughout this video might seem like, oh, this is really hard, and I'm gonna have to sacrifice so much time and everything. This is what hard feels like. Whatever you're trying to do outside of school, doing that plus school, is it easy or hard? Hard, right? So this is what hard feels like. It means that you need to work after work. It means that whilst people are struggling to get through the day, they're struggling to get through the day and they go home, they can finally rest. For us, we get through the day, and afterwards, this is when the real battle begins, because this is when we're trying to grow the thing on the side. And so one thing I always want to quickly talk about is to not spread yourself thin. So there's this nice picture that I have up here, which is energy. So when you divert your time and energy towards like 10 different things, you make so little progress in each thing. But if you just focus all of it into one, you make massive progress. So school's already one big thing to begin with. And so on the side, I would recommend just having 1, maximum 2. So total in your life, you will have 3. So for me, it's like business, which is YouTube and everything, fitness, and school. And that's it. And so my energy is only diverted towards 3 things. Right now, yours is probably diverted to like 10 different things. So you can stack the chips in your favor by reducing the amount of shit that you do. Because if 1 hour or 2 hours a day, you're in gaming mode, that's where your time is going. And so the title of this video is something like, how I find time. I'm not doing any bullshit, and so much time is free. Like the top tier entrepreneurs and productive people are like, oh yeah, I can save 30 minutes here. I can buy a private jet, and because of that, I can travel and not need to wait in the airport. And so if I don't wait in the airport, I can get an extra 8 hours on this day. Then if I extrapolate that out for the whole month, I can save like 2-3 days of the month, so I can make more money. Bro, they're doing all that to save like 2-3 hours. If you just stop using your phone as much, you could save like 5 hours a day already. And then once you do it for long enough, so I've been doing this for like a bit over a year already, you get used to it. It's like, this is just my normal day. I actually like it. I like waking up early to start recording. It's a nice routine. On the weekends, I just work extra hard. On the holidays, so right now I'm in my June break. I have 1 more week, I think. Yeah, so during this break, I'm just going really hard on this. I'm going really hard on YouTube. I'm doing a bunch of like coaching calls as well. It's like initially when you jump into it, it's like jumping into cold water. It's very, very cold. It's uncomfortable. But then after a while, you're like, oh yeah, this is what cold feels like. You just acclimate to it. So the same thing is true here. When you jump into it, it's gonna be hard for the beginning, but you just get used to it and you're like, oh, this is what hard feels like. Womp womp. So yeah, those are the 3 things. Number 1, work weekends and holidays. In the moment, it won't feel like you're making that much progress, but if you look at the whole year, you get so many days back. And then on the daily point of view is number 2, which is just wake up earlier or stay up later in the day itself. Every single day, set a consistent bedtime. And the reason we do that is because when you wake up really early or you stay up really late, no one can reach you. You're not in school mode, you're not in gaming mode, you're just in work mode. And number 3, this is what hard feels like. And it's okay, especially if you're young, like below 20 years old. This seems hard, but by the time you're 20, 25, 30, you're gonna be so much more capable of doing work compared to everyone else, because you've had to juggle 2 things at once. And so when school ends, and instead of 2 things, you got rid of school, you only have to focus on 1 thing, you're gonna destroy everyone. So don't see this as torture, just see this as training. take action. So yeah, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're young, you're a teenager, and you're very interested in like success and making money online and like getting ahead at a young age. If that sounds like you and you like my advice, go click the first link in the description. That's Ruff Club, my private community where I talk all about this stuff: making money, being more productive, getting ahead, still getting good grades in school at the same time. I have a productivity course which is 7 hours long. I have a YouTube course if you're interested in that. It's been getting really, really good reviews. I put lots of time and energy into this. I'm active every single day in there. So yeah, I won't try selling you too hard. If you're interested, go click the first link in the description. If not, that's completely fine because all the videos on YouTube will still be here for free for your value. Give me a kiss. Mwah.